Hi, Gemini. Good morning. All right, guys, let's get into this. This is going to be a general reading for Gemini. Let's see what's going on in your energy, Gemini. If you're new here, if you're a cross watcher, my name is Ninja and I'll be your reader. Spirit, give us a clear, concise message here for Gemini. Please and thank you. Yes, if you're new here or if you're a cross watcher, come on in, grab a seat, and join us. Just so you know, this is an all Gemini channel. So if this reading doesn't resonate or if it's not what you're looking for, do help yourself to checking out any of my other readings. Spirit gives a clear, concise message here for Gemini. Nothing's coming out. Okay, I'm going to do this again. And let's see what's going on. Usually the cards just start jumping out. So something is not in place. Spirit, give us a clear, concise. There it is. All right. Give us a clear, concise message here for Gemini. Please and thank you. Give us a clear, concise message here for Gemini. Please and thank you. There it is. I knew they start coming out. So Gemini, there's ooh, wow. Okay. These are pretty strong cards. All right. Gemini, I'm getting this very strong message here for you message. Message. Okay. So you have God directing you. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you have God directing you. It's like a force that's behind you, pushing you forward. Okay. I say it. I shouldn't say it, right? I'm saying that because you have God behind you, like you have God in your corner, you have your faith, you know, it's a force. That that connection is the force. That's what I should say. That connection with God is the force that's pushing you forward to make you be the king of wands, okay? Um yeah, there's something here that you are meant to do, meant to be, meant to do. Okay, now there are things that are being hidden from you. I feel like, something might be unfair. Okay, but let's keep going. I'm going to go ahead and pull out the rest of the cards. I do feel like you have been really tested. Like your faith has been really tested here. I think you've had people come up against you because of it. Um, and I don't mean like coming up against you like, oh, how dare you believe in God, or attacking you because of your religious beliefs. No, I'm not talking about that. What I'm talking about is that people around you can see that force, okay? That strong force that is with you. That's what I'm hearing, okay? So, let's go ahead and get into this because I see here that you've been through a lot of tests. That's what I would call this, test. You've been through a lot of tests and have been through where people have gotten into your mindset, causing conflicts with you, to the point where I I want to say like you couldn't see clearly, to the point where like people around you were becoming the boss. Does that make sense? Like they were the boss. And it was more likely a group. Okay, so you had a group of people who were trying to like make things happen. That's what I'm hearing. Make things happen in your life that was very unfair. And the thing is that from what I can tell, this was a plan to cause you some form of mental conflict, to um push you into having downfalls. Okay, yeah. Now this group that I'm talking about, somebody in there is an emperor. Okay. Um, People tend to think of emperors as being good people, right? Well, that's true but not true. Like, just as many good emperors as you can find just as many who become right down cruel because of like the power, like a power trip. Yeah, that's the best way I could explain it. They have so much power and ability to make things happen, get away with it, that they abuse that power. Okay. So I feel like I know you're looking at the emperor and you're like, hey, we got the emperor on the table. I'm sorry, that's not the emperor. I made a big mistake. That's actually justice. I was thinking the emperor. I don't know why. So something about that emperor part is part of this. That's interesting. So an emperor who is cruel, because that's what I was picking up on, and I thought that's what I was seeing, but actually I was seeing justice card coming out. So justice is coming out. So they felt like they had a right to do this to you. So there was an emperor. The emperor part has to be part of this. So somebody who had so much power. Okay, I gotta wrap my brain around that. And they felt like well, yeah, I guess that makes sense. They felt like they had the right with the justice card. They had the right to post some kind of judgment upon you. Yeah, I don't think that was an accident. I think that was spirit filling in something here, right? That's what I think. Okay, let's keep going. Because you know what? I have the justice over here, but in reverse. So, in their pursuit, right, to make something right, to have some kind of fair treatment according to them. So, this cruelty, and I'm going to stick with this emperor thing because I feel like that was part of this. I don't feel like that was an accident. I feel like spirit was guiding me into that. So, this group actually felt like they were justified in abusing their power over you. So this plan that they created was justifiable, but actually it wasn't, right? It was an illusion because you see we have the right. We have the magician. So it was actually an illusion, right? You see, are you following me? Like right here there was the illusion. They weren't. They're getting the justice in reverse. So this was an illusion. I saw the emperor sitting here, right? It was part of this illusion. So there might have been an emperor that was part of this, but it was an illusion. Does that make sense? Are you following me? Um so this could have been somebody who acted as though they had the power. Okay? So maybe it wasn't, there's a good chance it wasn't an actual emperor. Now what I said earlier is true. You can find or you will find just as many evil emperors as you do good emperors, right? And it's because of the power. Some people, the power goes to their head. They start off really great, learning all their lessons, making the right decisions. And then at some point, they realize that they have so much power that it actually corrupts them. Okay. That's what I was talking about before. And I feel like that's a very strong indication here and why I am seeing the magician come out because it was an illusion. Does that make sense? Something fake. We got the Three of Cups in reverse. So something fake, right? Are you following my logic? Are you following me here? I hope so. So this illusion that they created was with the pretense of being justified, but it wasn't. It was fake. It was an illusion. They were being tricked and deceived. Okay, so you had a group of people who were being deceived, and from what I could tell, lied to. Okay, was making plans here, but being lied to the whole time. Like, seriously, what is wrong with these people? Well, what's wrong with them is that they're human. That's the problem. There is a force behind this. I want you to know there is an evil force that is behind this. Gemini, just so you know, yes, look at that. Actively working. lies, deception, creating a situation where you would not be able to communicate. So they were creating this web so that you wouldn't even be able to like tell your story. Do you understand? That you would be so like, I don't want to say messed up because I don't know. I don't know how you're going to take that. I don't mean it in a bad way, but they were hoping that you would be so like twisted inside of yourself, so full of confusion and frustration and all these negative emotions that you wouldn't be able to even like get the words out of your mouth to even begin to try to explain to anybody what you've been through, what you've gone through. Okay? I'm saying gone through because I feel like this is a past tense situation. But something that they were actively working about, and I do see here that there was something. Oh, this is definitely something that they wanted to take away from you. Okay? You have a gift here. You have some kind of gift that they definitely wanted to take away from you. You have something. You have a light inside of you that they wanted to take from you. But I feel like it's a gift, okay? Um yeah, you have something that they know about that's actually not coming out in the cards. At least I don't see it. Let me try to figure this out. But I do feel like you do have a gift here. Mm, what what gift is it? You might be psychic, possibly. Hmm. You might have told somebody something like maybe you expressed something to someone where you were explaining sorry explaining a vision or something you were picking up intuitively, like something that you shouldn't have known. Like you just knew something and you didn't know how you knew it, but you just knew it. So you shared that with somebody and they're like looking at you like, how could you possibly know this? Like, how could you know and then find out that it was true? Like what you were saying was actually true, right? Then they realized that you had a talent. Maybe you couldn't see it that you had a talent. Maybe you don't see the gift that you have, but at least one of these people that come up against you that was a participant in this plan did see it. So it just took one of them to see it. If not all of them, maybe all of them saw it, but I feel like one of them saw it, like really saw it up close, and that is why they were targeting you. Okay. Now, what's crazy about this is that I'm seeing them as not really getting their way. Okay, I feel like what they did is they did something right here. It's like they did something so excessively, right? Like over the top kind of thing, like just going all in and think, because they really thought that they were gonna win. Like, and it's crazy because it's as though they thought that they can like overtake somebody who has God with them. Like, really? Like, you really want to go? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you really want to go there? Like, what are they thinking? And now what I'm seeing here is like they're going through these emotions, and I feel like it's all of them. They're going through these emotions of feeling depressed and upset and hopeless, and because they weren't getting their way. Nothing has been working out in their way. That's what I'm hearing. Nothing that they planned. Right? Look at that. Nothing that they planned. So Gemini, they might have even like used somebody against you emotionally, like romantically emotionally. Like getting somebody to come toward you to like start a relationship. Could have been a water sign, you know? And it seems like this person came in with this I want to say judgment on you, okay? They already came in with the wrong kind of judgment on you. For one of you, this is family members. I'm getting a real strong feeling that this is family. Okay. Which makes it even more shocking, more surprising. Um, so they weren't gonna receive something because you walked away. So they thought that they were gonna be able to look. They thought that they were gonna be able to steal something from you. Well, definitely steal a gift from you, right? But it goes more than that. Like they wanted to steal something else. Okay, it's your gift, yes, to stop you from your gift, to stop you from sitting in your power over here. Like keep you from being able to be in that King of Wands energy. Okay, they didn't want you to be in the King of Wands energy. See, you showed them that you had leadership skills. You showed them that you think for yourself. Okay, something about you like thinking for yourself, going on your own path. Something about you not being a follower. Okay, so I do feel like they tested you to try to see if they could get you to follow them. So they might have tried to like um really basically lure you in. Like lure you in to get you to join the group and be a part of the group and peer pressure. That's the word. Yeah. They were trying to pull you in. See, if you had got pulled in, they wouldn't have had to do all the work that they've done. Because if you came in willingly and you didn't struggle, well, then you would just join them. Everybody would be happy. And, well, I would just get a big old sun card out and be like, oh, you're great. Gemini, you're good to go. Everything's going to work out great for you. Everybody loves you. See, if you lowered yourself, then of course they would have loved you and you wouldn't have an enemy in the world. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's all about you being this force of nature. Like, yes, that's the energy I'm getting. Like being this big force of nature, of having this energy and positive energy inside of yourself to the point where it's kind of like that energy inside of yourself keeps you motivated. You don't need outside sources to help keep you motivated. It's more of an internal thing because who you have with you. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's who you have with you that is driving that. This is the point that these people don't understand. It's like, you might say things that have, let them know that you are a very firm believer, right? And I believe these people really thought that they can shake you up enough to, like, snap you out of that kind of energy. I do feel very strongly that this group is a non-believers, right? They're non-believers. They might act like they are. They might say certain phrases. Like for instance, if you were Muslim, they might say, "Oh, assalamu alaikum," "Wa alaikum salam." Like they'll know all the perfect words to say. "Oh, inshallah," you know what I mean? And you'll be like, "Oh, I'm among somebody who's like me," right? They will lure you in by using this. Okay, if you were Muslim, Christian, they might say, "God bless you." You know what I mean? Have a blessed day. You get what I'm saying? So, and I could just go on and on, right? But it's like they will use this to make you feel inclusive, to lure you in. So then once you're in the group, you'll be so distracted with everybody in the group that you won't even realize that you were changing, right? Gemini, the problem is you didn't join the group. You never joined. You never got involved enough or deep enough into the group for them to groom you. Okay, that's what I'm hearing. You didn't get it. You didn't go that far. I think you were around this person enough for them to know who you are, enough to know of what you are, who you are. You see what I'm saying? Who's with you, what your beliefs are, so enough for them to know that you are a target. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So they want to steal it from you. I feel like this theft that they want to take from you is your abilities of having knowledge of something. It's and I mean it's also like to break you from that bond with the higher force, right? Whoever you want to call God, you know what I mean? And I mean whatever the name is that you have, just put it there. That's what I mean to say. So yes, it is the bond that with that, but it's also something inside of you, a talent that you have, a seed that is inside of you that they want it to crush. Okay, it's a seed. There's a seed inside of you. I don't feel like it's a full grown plant, or no, there is a seed inside of you and it's growing. Okay, at least that's what I'm picking up on, and I feel like that is exactly what they wanted to crush here. Okay. Um. Yeah, that's what I'm got, guys. This actually has drained me, to tell you the truth. Oh, these people are draining me. Like literally draining my energy. I know it sounds funny. I don't know if you can understand what I'm trying to say, but yeah, really have drained my energy. So because of the way that they're draining my energy, it makes me feel like you were dealing with like a demon. Okay, at least one of them is. Okay, if not all of them. And I feel like there was up to 5 people possibly, and at least one of them, if not all of them, definitely. Okay, because whenever like an energy like this gets on my table, I have a hard time getting words out. I have to like really focus on what I'm saying. Sometimes I have to like repeat myself. You know what I mean? Like if I come across one, I'll end up repeating myself over and over again because I can feel the energy of them pushing me away. You know what I mean? Or blurring my vision, or trying to attack my throat chakra. Right? This one is different. This one's actually way different than any other one I've ever dealt with. This one is exhausting. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm having a hard time with my words, but it's more of a like having my insides being drained, like all the energy inside of myself being drained. So this one is a different kind of demon that I've ever dealt with. You know what I mean? So you might have felt depressed around them or picked it up, and because you because you felt that type of energy coming from them, and as soon as you got away from them you felt like back to normal. you know you'll know that's confirmation for you. You know what I'm saying? Like when you went around them, you'll feel like an uneasiness. And then as soon as you get away from them and you're alone in your car or wherever you are by yourself, then it's like your energy just comes back to you. You go back to your normal self. Um, that is this demon. If not one of them, it's all of them. Okay. I feel like we've come across where I have found here like some kind of den. That's what I'm getting in my mind's eye, guys. As I'm seeing like a den. So they might have tried to get you in their den, and there's like one leader, and the other ones are like puppets or something. Or if I'm well, I mean, at least that's how I'm seeing them in my third eye. You know what I mean? So yeah. So they wanted to get you in a den. It's kind of like a like a lion's den. You know how lions have a den, right? That's what I'm getting. So it might have been like one male and four females. Okay. And there's a good chance that the females were the ones that were trying to lure you in. That's what I'm getting. Be careful because they do want to take this seed from you, okay? This gift from you, but I see them as wanting to like replace it with something here. Replace it with what? Like they want to take it and replace it with something else. That's interesting. They want to take it and I'm getting like take it and go and run away with the Eight of Cups energy. Like they want to take your gift, steal your gift from you to exchange it, but they're not exchanging it. They're just going to take it and go. Okay, so they might have like tried to make you feel like if you join the group, you're going to receive something, but what you're going to receive is really like an empty cup. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, yes. So what they were going to do, see, when we have interactions with other human beings, it's we get something out of it, they get something out of it. We get companionship, we get emotional support. You know, we're social animals, right? So we get something from being around each other. We might learn from each other. We get moral support from each other, right? So when I say that when we are around other people, it's transactional, I mean like this kind of transactional, not transactional like, okay, you owe me $50. I spent an hour with you, not that kind of transactional, not like a hooker, What I mean is like relationships are like give and take, you're there for your friend, you support them, you listen to their problems, you give them the best advice you have, and then vice versa, right? It's maybe transactional is the wrong word. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to like really look that up. But um it seems like this was something that they were trying to lure you into with the promise of like, oh yes, if you come into our den, join us, we're going to like take this from you, right? But not tell you, right? But then they're gonna like change something inside of you for the better. But in reality, they weren't gonna change anything. So it's kind of like they were hoping that they would give you this promise of friendship and love and support and community and belonging. And you see what I'm saying? Like you were gonna like the illusion that was surrounding this are these kind of words, just these kind of thoughts that would come to you. Like you think, oh, I'm going to be part of this group and I'm going to have these friends and we're going to be like that show on Friends, you know? You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't like that. Okay. I feel like they were pushing this on you to make you question your abilities. All right. So when you were getting that feeling, Gemini, where you were that uneasiness, possibly even getting depressed around them, maybe feeling anxious around them, right? Because of getting depressed and maybe even feeling empty around them. Um, I feel like very strongly that they were trying to make you question your abilities. Okay? I just want to say that. Question your abilities. Ten of Cups is coming out. That's interesting. So they were acting like you were gonna like join the family. So they were acting like you were gonna join the family. They might have given you this impression like you were gonna be part of the family, part of the den. Um, I don't know why I'm getting this like a fourth wife. Like you were gonna come in and be the fourth wife or the fifth wife. No, yeah, the fifth wife. So you were going to come in and be the fifth wife. How can you be the fifth wife? Because if you're the fifth wife, then that would be haram, right? So how is that, like, how is that supposed to work? You know what I mean? Like, if okay, so if you are Muslim, I don't know why I'm picking up on I'm picking up somebody here is a Muslim, right? That's what I'm picking up on. So if having a fifth wife is against, right, against the beliefs, right? So, like, how are they supposed to make you family? How are you supposed to fit in that den? You get what I'm saying? This is where it was getting tricky, and I think that is where you more likely didn't see exactly where there was an illusion being created. So you more likely didn't know what their intentions were. Okay. Whew, it's draining. The good thing about you is I see here with this Knight of Swords energy. The good thing about you is that you don't falter. Okay, and I'm picking that up from that energy. Like, you don't falter. Um, what I mean by faltering is once you pick something like a path here, and that's what I'm getting, a path. Like, once you pick a path here, I do feel that you stick to that path, right? And then we have yes, look at that. The Chariot card, and we have the Ten of Swords in reverse, right? Once you're the kind of person, and that's confirmation for me to make sure that I'm saying the right, you know what I mean? I'm explaining this correctly. You're the kind of person that when you are on a path, whatever path that is, your religious views or what you plan to do in life, whatever it is, whatever path it is that you are determined to stay on, something that you're very driven to do, you stay on that path. You don't stop. You don't get off of that path. And I do feel with the Ten of Swords coming out in reverse and the Chariot card, I feel very strongly that they were giving you this kind of like really weird promise that if you were to change directions, that you would receive some kind of freedom or your life would be easier. Some kind of something would be lifted off of your shoulder. So basically, it was like you were going to be giving them the power to put you on a path. But you see, you were strong. You were too strong for it. That's the thing. And that is one thing that they don't like. This is why they're so angry and upset. So be careful, Gemini, because I see them coming back and trying to apologize to you. There's definitely something here that's not being shown. We have the Sun card coming out in reverse. So I do feel like there's something that is not being illuminated to you. And this is what it is. This is what was going on in that situation, right? I do feel with the Judgment in reverse that I really do feel like that was something that they were really praying for because of, well, praying for. I'm saying they're praying. No, it's not praying for, but more of like wishing for or their intentions, right? We do have the Seven of Swords coming out, so there is trickery here, deception here, right? And with them Sun card coming out, definitely think something you don't see, you don't know about. Judgment. Well, you couldn't make a judgment because it was an illusion. The whole thing was an illusion. So, you know what I mean? It's kind of like they were trying to take away your free will. Yeah, free will. They were promising you a happy home, but what you were going to receive, really, and if you come across this group or these people again, they would make sure that you would have trauma, okay? You would have some kind of trauma. Yeah, some kind of weird trauma. So Gemini, I'm gonna get out of this right now because this energy is draining me. So I did my best to explain what I'm seeing here. Um, for one of you, you were a Muslim. you know, and that's how they were going to try to lure you in. For another one of you, you might be polyagamous, poly, polygamous. Sorry, I can't say the word. Somebody who believes in having more than one partner. Um, we have a group here in the United States that has more than one partner. Mormons. I'm sorry if I'm wrong, but I think it is the Mormons. So you might be of that religion as well. Maybe that's something that you follow, okay? Or if you don't, okay, maybe you don't follow the same religion that they do, okay? So maybe you're not a Mormon, right? Or maybe you're not a Muslim, right? And they were trying to get you in. The thing is that the thing about religious groups is that predators are attracted to religious groups. Why? Well, Gemini, it's because they like to hide in them. You know what I mean? They like to hide in them. They enjoy the image that they receive from for being a part of that group, right? Like I don't want to pinpoint specific religions, but I mean we've all heard stories, right, guys? I mean all different kinds of religions, religious groups, you know, have their bad seeds and shocking. You know, we find these stories about these shocking things that go on that you just, you know, you wouldn't expect it from these kind of groups, right? And the reason why is not because of the group per se, it's because of really a predator using the group for their own benefit. It's more of, you know, that one person hiding in the shadows of the group. So, you know what I mean? So they could get away with being their old predator self, right? This demon is doing that. That's what I'm saying. So this demon is using a like a religious group, okay, so people would lower their guard, so people won't be with their guard up. You know what I mean? It's part of the luring in. Okay, so for instance, if you saw a guy and you know just think of this big guy and he's looks real rough and you know what I'm saying, you wouldn't be like putting your guard down around him. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you don't know him, right? And he looks like really tough, like these prisoner type of guys you see on TV, right? That are in prison, right? You don't put your guard down around them because of the way that they appear, right? So, but if you see somebody who dresses and looks and appears to be like a preacher, or you know they're walking around with the religious book in their hand, and they're talking about all this, you know, your good, you know what I'm saying, right? And you lower your guard. You don't think that that person is going to harm you. Gemini, this person is a snake. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. More likely, whatever religion group that you belong to, or whatever religious group that this person is claiming that they are, whichever it is, they're not. Okay? They're not. It's an illusion. So, if they told you they were Muslim, they're not Muslim. If they told you that they are Mormons, they're not Mormons. You know what I'm saying? They're none of those things. Maybe they didn't even tell you that you know you were gonna be part of a den. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what they told you, but I guarantee there's a lot of lies being said. You know, I should have got deeper into that. Um, but yeah, be careful out there. The the evilness in the world is rising. You know what I mean? It's like this big, huge war between good and evil, and the this war is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and yeah, it really is. It's growing, And it's not just here in the United States. I think this is like something that's going on everywhere. So just be careful, Gemini. I want to tell you, I'm saying that because you do have some, you have a light, you have a seed inside of yourself, and that seed is going to grow and grow and grow, and that light is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and you're not even going to realize um when you speak or when you do things, you're not even going to realize what you're showing people of yourself. And just because of that alone, you're going to make yourself a target. Okay. Okay. So be careful. Okay. Don't let yourself be alone with people. You're going to go through transitions. I didn't see it in the cards, but because of this seed inside of yourself growing, it means you're going to go through transitions, which means it's not just going to be one big transition. Humans are not like butterflies, right? Like this butterfly. Humans are not like we become a caterpillar, we grow, we grow up and we become this beautiful butterfly. Uh, for humans, we have to go through one transition, next transition, next one, and and it's a journey, right? And the higher you go in this journey, the deeper, the harder the challenges are, right? There's a reason why we say God won't give you more than you can handle, because most of the, like 99.99% of the time, it's actually true, right? And then there's those that one little bit, 1%, that at some point they just give up. It's a we all have free will, right? We all have free will. That's the truth. We all have free will. So at some point, the a person who loses their mind has to let go. It has to be like a conscious moment. And it's such a fraction of a moment that I think a person doesn't even realize that they're doing it, especially if they were a child, right? So they're innocent. But I'm talking about as an adult. There's that moment where you decide to stop fighting, right? This is why you hear stories of people who have gone through these horrible situations and they're still walking around and they're still doing great, right? And then you hear these stories of these people who just one little thing happens to them and their whole world falls apart. Like one small thing, tiny little thing, just they didn't get into that college that they wanted, and that just ruined their whole life, and they're just falling apart. And I mean, just that one small little thing that just didn't turn out as perfect as they want, and it's like their whole life is ruined. I'm serious. There's other examples I could give, but that's the best one I can think of right now. And their whole life is falling apart. Or you'll hear somebody who got robbed just one time and they can't function. I'm not saying they're doing it on purpose. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that they're doing it on purpose. I'm just saying that at some point inside of us, there's that little, like, it's like a second of our life that we make a decision to allow fear to take over us, right? Watch out where you're going, because you're going to be going through these transitions, Gemini, and each step you're going to have somebody trying to push that button of your fear. Okay, push that button to see if they could get you to flip to the other side, because right now you're showing a lot of strength, especially with the King of Wands energy coming out, right? You're showing a lot of strength, right? It's a challenge. These devils, these demons, they're gonna want to come and attack you to break you down, so they could see if they could push you, right? There's a yeah, there's a lot of stories I could tell you about that confirms this, but I don't know. I don't want to make this into a Bible study. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't know if I should do that. But yeah, just read your books. Okay, there's plenty of stories in the books, right, that talk about how people have gone through these enormous challenges and how they stayed, they stayed strong in their beliefs, right? I believe all the books have it, right? You can hear the stories about how horrible things happened to them, and they still persevered, and they still held on to their faith, and they still, you know what I'm saying? And that's why they become part of the book because they went through these enormous challenges and they still continued to choose freely to follow God, right? So that's what I'm trying to say. No matter what these people put you through, they're not people, demons, right? Whatever these evil ones put you through, just remember what I'm telling you. That decision is just a second of your life, but it can change your whole life. And it's crazy because it's just a second, like, yes, that fast, boom. You just have to it's that one little second of you saying, okay, I'm gonna let fear take over. I'm going to give up, or whatever it is. It's just that one little second of making a decision that can end up changing the course of your life for the worse if you don't stay strong. Okay. All right, Gemini. I hope I said something that was helpful here for you because I think you are going to be tested. Okay, like big test, not baby test, big test. Okay, you have a seed inside of you. There's something growing there, and yeah, it's gonna get bigger. Okay, and the more bigger it gets, the more challenges you're gonna start facing. All right. All right, Gemini. I'm so sorry about this being so long. I just wanted to get everything out there and say it and put the cards away so I could get this energy away from me so I can actually like get my energy back. I am actually feeling better now. So, I hope you got something out of this, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to comment because that helps the wiggle rhythm. And be proud of who you are, Gemini. You know what I'm saying? Like, tell yourself every day that you are proud of who you are. You know what I mean? That will help, I think. Well, be proud of who you are because you have somebody very powerful with you. You know what I mean? All right, Gemini. Thank you. Y'all take care. Bye bye.